Welcome back to Enlighten Crypto, helping you stay zen in the crazy, crazy world of crypto. So let's get into today's video. So firstly, guys, if you haven't already, hit subscribe. Making lots of great content like this, helping beginners in crypto. I might do some more advanced ones later on as well. Today is about earning passive income in crypto. As you can see by the image, it's about earning money in your sleep, which is always nice. And this is going to be through staking and lending. That's what we're going to talk about today. Mainly staking. I'll talk a little bit about lending out your crypto as well. Again, guys, if you haven't already, check out the Enlighten Crypto community on Patreon. I'll leave a link down below for that. Now you get lots of fantastic support on there. I'll talk about that in more detail at the end. Important notice at the start, I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. So firstly, I thought it'd be good to talk about the interest rates that you get in the bank. So I looked at my two banks that I use, Barclays and Lloyds. In your standard savers account, both at 0.01% a year, not great. Fixed ISA 0.2% in Lloyds. And then if you look at inflation, on average is about 2% a year, which I'd imagine over the next few years, it's going to be a lot higher with all the money printing that we're seeing. So your actual savings are about minus 1.8% per year, even if you put them in a fixed ISA that you can't get it out. And like I say, inflation's about to go up a lot more, I believe. So let's compare that with crypto staking. Use this funny meme. Shows you how quickly that's escalated. You've gone from minus figures to Polkadot. You can get 14%, crypto.com, Coin, Crow 20%, Ethereum 8%, Cosmos 8%, Cardano 7%. These are just a few that I've picked out, but there's many, many other coins that you can stake and earn passive income on as well. So firstly, what is staking? So there's two types of ways to function a blockchain. So one is proof of work. This is what Bitcoin uses. So that's when miners contribute to the network using their computer power, and that incentivizes people to run the network. It's the miners, and they earn money by mining and selling the Bitcoin. A proof of stake network works differently. So contributors to the network holding coins in their wallet allows the blockchain to know you're allocating resources, and then you earn interest on that. So how does staking work? So you deposit your funds, which is essentially the stake, on a computer, which is the node. So that node and stake is helping operate the system. Nodes can compete for the opportunity to forge the next block, and the winner gets a coin as a reward for their contribution to the network. So that's how you earn the interest. You can also enter what's called a staking pool. This is what I always do, and you let someone else run the validator node. So then you don't have to learn all the technical side. You might get a slightly lesser interest. It's still pretty good, but someone else is doing that for you. So that's something I personally recommend, unless you're really keen, you want to learn all this real technical side to it as well. So what are some of the risks of staking? It's always important to look at the risks, no matter what the decision. Lockup periods and price volatility. So for example, on the Polkadot mainnet, your funds are locked up for 30 days. So if you wanted to take them out of the staking pool and sell for whatever reason, you would have to wait 30 days after you've pulled the trigger. Ethereum, even longer. This is a two-edged sword because it's actually good for the stability of the coin. So if, for example, I don't know, your coin was locked up in Ethereum for a year, if there was some FUD in the media, people can't all suddenly sell those coins and dramatically change the price. So it actually gives more stability to the project, which is largely why they do that. But yeah, if you did want to take it out for whatever reason, you will have to wait a long time. So that is a risk worth bearing in mind. Others, you can get it out straight away, which we'll talk about later as well. Secondly, validator trust. As I mentioned before, you normally stake into a pool and a validator will do the whole technical side for you. So you need to be able to trust that validator. You can research their kind of statistics and exactly how their validator operates before entering it. I've never had any trouble myself with this. And also the commission that they charge, which can vary hugely. Normally about 2-3% is pretty fair enough. You know, they're doing the hard work, and that's pretty common. But yeah, do your own research on that. Exchange trust. So if you're staking onto an exchange, only go for well-established and secure exchanges. I wouldn't go for one, you know, Dave down the pubs suggested, but then you Google it and it's got 2-star rating and nobody actually barely uses it. And it's a bit dodgy. So yeah, make sure you use really well-established and secure exchanges. And lastly, rewards duration. When will you get paid out? So sometimes they pay you out every day, could be twice a week, could be once a month. So that's worth bearing in mind as well, finding out how frequently you'll be paid out by the pool. So where can I stake and lend my crypto? So we'll look at different ways you can do that, different platforms. One way is through centralized wallets and apps. So this is things like Binance, Crypto.com, Kraken, exchanges. Another way is through hardware wallets. So things like the Ledger Live. Thirdly, Mainnets for protocols. So these are set up by the actual creators of the coins themselves to run their protocol and operate it. So you can do that on things like Polkadot, Ethereum, Cardano, etc. Then you got staking platforms. These are platforms that are specifically built for staking across a range of different coins. Talk about that today as well. And then also lending platforms, so things like BlockFi, which you might have heard of. So I'm just going to briefly run through a few of these for you. Firstly, we've got Binance. There's a section on Binance called Binance Earn, and there's loads of different options. You can stake your coins, you can lend your coins, you can do all sorts. Make sure you understand what you're doing before you enter any of that. The staking is normally over a 30, 60 or 90-day period, so the lockups are quite short, and sometimes you can get really good returns. I think recently I staked some Carver in there for 3 months and I was getting 15% per annum. So very good indeed. And obviously Binance is such a huge company. It's one you can trust a lot more than some of the others. So check that out and have a look if there's anything available for a coin that you hold that's just sitting there and you think, oh, I could be making some passive income on that. Then we've got crypto.com, which I recommend to many of my followers. You can do both on here. You can do crypto earn, which is lending, and you can also stake. So it's a very easy scheme. You simply enter a 1 or 3 month term. You can see some of the rates here. Ethereum 4.5%, most coins are about 2%, Bitcoin 6.5%. And if you have a sizable CRO stake, you can actually earn up to 6.5% on Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I've actually made decent money through that and never had any problems with it. And a 3 month term is relatively very short, and you can kind of decide as you go. Or you can do 1 month and you get a slightly lesser rate, but still you're only locked in for a month then. And you can also do flexible, which is another option. Staking is coming soon on when their mainnet is launched on the 25th of March, where you get up to 20% per annum on the CRO token. That's something to look out for. And I'm sure you'll be able to stake across many different coins like you can on Binance at the moment. So that'll be exciting. And it will also be good for the CRO tokens price, I'd imagine, when that is launched and the lead up to it. Then we've got Kraken. So I've only just recently signed up an account on here to stake some Polkadot because I heard you get 12% on there and there's no lockup period. So you can remove your stake at any time. You get charged a tiny fee to make your stake. When you get in 12%, you earn that back pretty quickly. So I'd check that out, and you can also stake other coins on there, such as Cosmos, Tezos, etc. And again, a really trusted platform. So I'd recommend checking that out, especially if you've got some of these coins that are on there. Then we've got Ledger Live. So obviously, this is the app that goes with the hardware wallet, the USB stick, Nano Ledger X or Nano Ledger S, either of those. And on here, you can stake a few different coins as well. So for example, I've got Algorand on there. Don't actually have to do anything. As long as it just sits on there, on the app, you automatically earn interest, which I think is about 5-6%. Very good. And also Atom, Cosmos Atom, I'm staking that on there, and I get about 8% on there, 8 to 9%. And with that, you have to actually pick the validators, but it's pretty easy to do, which you watched a couple of YouTube videos. So I'd really recommend that, because not only is your crypto really safe and secure within Ledger Live, using the hardware wallets, which is the safest way to store your crypto, you're also earning very easy passive income at the same time. Then we got Mainnets, which I discussed a little bit before. So when Ethereum 2.0, you can stake on there. Cardano's got Shelly Mainnet. They've just had an update recently as well. Polkadot, on their mainnet, you can get about 14% per annum, as I discussed. Elrond, you can get up to 20%. And that is really good. I've used Elrond, very user-friendly. Enjoyed that. Polkadot was a bit more difficult, but the rewards are fantastic, 14%, and it's such a huge project. It's well worth checking out, I think, especially if you're in it for the long term. And I've went back in recently, actually, just checked out it was all getting on, and the rewards are starting to come through. So that's great. And there's plenty of videos out there. It would take me all day to go through how to do it on each one. It's like a 20-minute video for each platform. This just gives you an idea of what you can do. In fact, I've got a link. So I'll give you a link to the Polkadot video I followed using the Ledger Nano X to validate it all. I'll leave a link for that down below, because it was a very good video put together by an Irish guy. And then staking platforms. So as I say, these are platforms purpose-built for staking. So I did a little bit of research, haven't used any of these, so I can't actually recommend them specifically. But these are the ones that came up, things like Stake Capital. So here you can see you can stake coins like Tezos, Kusama, Cosmos, other big projects. And then there's one called Stakefish. So you can stake Ethereum, Tezos, Carver, Cardano, Band. Again, lots of big projects on there and get a decent return. As I say, I don't use either of those, so I can't wholeheartedly recommend them. But it's good to know there's different options. And then lending platforms. So this is where you kind of lend out your crypto and earn interest on that. Here on BlockFi, they've recently added Chainlink. So I've always been a huge fan of Chainlink, and I think that's going to be around in the top 10, even 4 or 5 years from now, personally, because of what it does. It's one of the only projects that can integrate information from off the blockchain onto it. And you can also earn rewards on Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin. Again, a lot of the big coins. I did go to put my Chainlink on here the other day, and because it's on the Ethereum network and the fees are still so high, it basically wasn't worth it for me. So I'd watch out for that. If you are going to move Ethereum or Chainlink onto there, I'd maybe wait till Ethereum sorts out this issue with the fees and brings those back down. But otherwise, 5.5% per annum. Very good indeed. Again, you don't have to do anything, just kind of sits in the account. And BlockFi is a well-respected company. It is supported and promoted by a lot of other big YouTubers. So I'd definitely say that's got a lot of trust. As I discussed earlier, crypto.com, you can lend out on there. Another good lending platform. And one I don't use, but I've heard a lot of good things about, is Celsius Network. So you can see down here, Ethereum 6.3%, Bitcoin 6.2%, and Tether USDT 13.3%. So again, if you're interested in that, do your research and check it out. So yeah, that's pretty much everything today, guys. Just thought I'd run through the different options, what staking is, and lending options as well. And if any of those interest you, do some further research. It's just a very easy way to make some passive income. Like I say, way better than what you're getting in the bank. So I think it's well worth doing. And lastly, like I said at the start, I'll go back to this. I'd like to talk about my Enlighten Crypto community, as well as uploading these videos onto YouTube, which is just what I do anyway, for free. You can join this, and there's different membership packages. So for £4 a month, you get all the articles that I do on Patreon, which I do about 1 or 2 a week. You get that, and you get to go in our Telegram group where I do daily updates and advise on different projects and movements in the market. The second group, you also get portfolio support. So I talk about all the different ways you can create a portfolio and break down the tech of all the different coins. And then with full membership, you also get a Zoom call every month, and you get a meditation every month, because I think that it's really important, the mental side of investing. I'll actually be doing a webinar on that soon with a friend of mine, the psychology of investing and applying it to the crypto market. So I'll talk about that on another video, but yeah, just check it out on Patreon, see what you think. And it's just nice to kind of be in a community of people when it comes to crypto, and it can give you a bit of peace of mind. Let someone else take the stress and all the hard work off you, and I can answer all your questions in there too. So yeah, thanks for listening, guys. All the best, and peace out until next time.